What's up, Kansas City? This is Serenity, and today we have one of our city's elected officials, or appointed officials, and he is the Assistant City Manager for Small Business and Entrepreneurship, Rick Usher. How are you doing today, Rick?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so how long have you been with the city of Kansas City?
I've been with the city for 31 years.
Wow.
Started in 1985 right out of school.
Are you from Kansas City originally?
No, I'm an Air Force brat. I was going to school in Louisiana. Met my wife, who's from Nebraska, and we settled in Kansas City after I graduated.
So tell us real briefly the day in the life of an assistant city manager.
Well, that's the fun part. It's always different. There's always something new going on. I try to get out in the community and meet with businesses, meet with tech startups, meet with business associations, or come here today like I have to find out what's going on in Kansas City and how the city can help make everyone more successful.
What specific things do you work on being that you're the assistant city manager as far as for small business and entrepreneurs specifically?
Yeah, thank you. So I think the most important thing we have is KC BizCare. It's our business customer service center. It's located at 1118 Oak Street. It's staffed with business advocates that will help you figure out where you are in your business growth, which services you might need access to in the community. KC SourceLink is one of our biggest partners on that. And then the finance department's business license section is in that same office. So you can walk into KC BizCare with a business idea, and if you're ready to launch your business, you can, for most businesses, you can leave that office within an hour with a business license in hand. We have computers where you can access the internet to get a federal employee ID number if you need that. You can get that online. You can register your business at the state and then obtain zoning clearance business license right there and leave and be in business. So that's like our flagship piece of support for small business. And then through partnership with the UMKC Innovation Center, we have a program called the Urban Business Growth Initiative. So say you come into the office and you say, I just left my job or I just retired and I want to open a coffee shop, or I want to become a computer programmer, app developer. Then the staff will, we've gotten really good at reading people, and we're like, well, do you have experience working in a coffee shop, or do you have experience working as a programmer? And if they do, then we can direct them to, again, resources that will help grow their company. If they don't, then we have, through this Urban Business Growth Initiative, scholarships to the Ice House Entrepreneurship Program or the Kauffman Fast Track programs, or counseling with any number of the agencies that are in partnership with KC SourceLink, so that they can see if small business ownership, entrepreneurship is for them. And so we're trying to help them be more successful in their business than just walking into City Hall, getting a business license and going out and failing unnecessarily, when there are resources that can help them be successful and they can become part of a community.
I've seen on your Twitter page, I don't know if this is a quote that you came up with or you got this from somewhere. You said equitable access for learning is critical on the path for digital inclusion. I know you was talked about before the interview, you have like a flow chart you made about the digital inclusion, or digital, just the path of learning. Why don't you tell us everything about that?
Well, so part of what I'm seeing in my job and in working in the community is that if we want to develop a tech workforce in Kansas City, we want to help people become successful and have economic mobility, mainly meaning that they can work to an income higher than their parents had, work literally out of poverty or out of a low-income life. They can use the tools we've identified, and it's we're terming it the path to the path from digital inclusion to economic mobility and entrepreneurship, so that seeing the internet as a critical tool to learning and to economic mobility and to job, not only having a job but creating jobs, we're developing a digital inclusion strategic plan that will help define that path from consumer to learner to digital citizen to employee, and then finally to entrepreneur. And not every one of those steps is maybe one that you need to follow. Maybe, like I was saying, entrepreneurship isn't for you. Entrepreneurship is hard. It is a lifestyle, and so but there are paths like through online learning. You can basically learn a business and become an employee, and then you know create a job for yourself.
I know when Hillary Clinton came into town for the Baptist Convention, she spoke about the fact that most small businesses are African American. Generally, I know the female African Americans are starting businesses at an alarming rate. Do you have any information about that as far as what's going on in Kansas City entrepreneurship?
Well, really trying to tap into that. Several years back, in Councilman Taylor's first term, he chaired a special committee on small business, and that ended up being about 6 months of public hearings, 17 hearings around the city. And the first thing we heard was that the microlender who had been operating in Kansas City had left. And by the end of that session, so it was like in January of 2012, working with KC SourceLink and other local partners, we were able to attract Justine Peterson to Kansas City. And today, Justine Peterson is the #1 SBA microlender in the country. They then, through funding that we provided through what they call their loan loss reserve, they obtained funds from SBA, but they can leverage those funds 10-1. So we also, in that agreement, ask them to serve the minority and the women-owned business community. And in the last numbers we've seen, and kind of consistently now for the last 5 years, the majority of the loans, 60% of the loans to women-owned businesses, over 50% of the loans to minority businesses. And they're helping these business owners improve their credit scores and obtain this.
And that's very important.
Right, a very
important
piece. And in some cases, they really start with that owner's own credit history, that owner's personal financial situation, and they might help them with a home loan. They might help them with a credit rebuilding debit card until they can increase their credit score to the point where Justine Peterson would give them a microloan. And then their ultimate goal is that you're able to grow your company, improve your credit score, so that you then can get into traditional bank lending for funds.
I'm going to start wrapping it up. What are some of the things you would like to see economically take place in Kansas City? Just kind of keep it brief.
A shop local KC initiative we've had going for a while. Again, a partnership with the MKC Innovation Center and KC SourceLink, highlighting those locally owned businesses and patronizing them. That you spend your money locally. Local dollars go a lot further when they're spent at local businesses. So those local business owners are hiring from the community. In some cases, they're actually producing in the community, and we've got a lot of talent in Kansas City, a lot of locally owned businesses, and it's just being intentional with your dollars that you're shopping local.
Okay. So what does a assistant city manager do for fun? Like, what do you do in your pastime?
Well, that's really what's fun for me is to get out in the community and talk to the business owners or the residents that are excited by the possibilities of of starting their own business, and to see people be successful, that's really, a lot of fun for me.
So that's it.
Yeah,
Basically
I
help
guess
the
so.
community.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, wrapping up, how would somebody get in contact with you? Because you are a wealth of information. You have so many things that you're working on. I know you also were talking about the Wiki KC page. So just give people information like that if they want to get in contact with you or just be connected to any of these resources.
Well, so if you are online on social media, you mentioned Twitter. I'm at RUKCMO on Twitter. Our KC BizCare office is at KC BizCare. You can tweet to either of those accounts, and I'll see that. Frankly, I get a good part of my work done using Twitter. Longer story, but yeah, Twitter's a great communication method in Kansas City. And we are one of the Kansas City, not just me, but city government is one of the most active cities in the country using social media to engage in with our citizens. If you're not on Twitter, then my email address is richard.usher@kcmo.org. But so looking for more help we can provide the community.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm Serenity, reminding you to spread your peace and make sure you check out whatsupkansascity.net.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.